Did you know where the word person came from? In the old days, people on the stage playing a role, they used to wear a mask, to hold a mask before their faces. They were hiding behind the mask, and in the mask was a hole through which they spoke. They played the role and they spoke the role of the play through the hole in the mask. And that hole, that was for sound, for the sound to come through. Per sound and person, it's the same. We have a mask and we have a hole where the sound comes through. The sound comes from the inner and we are the mask hiding it. And because we are so merged and feeling the mask as our own self, that which is spoken can only be that from the person that we are. It's not the truth, because we speak from behind a mask, through the mask. It's hidden. The truth is hidden behind the mask. That's the whole thing. Person comes from per sound. And it's about the mask we wear. The real self behind the mask is hidden, and it is by developing and experiencing that we learn to speak the truth. The truth will come out, and then the person is not needed anymore, the mask with the hole. It's nothing to be hidden and put away. Person can disappear and the truth is coming out. There exists no separation in that which is one. It seems to be divided in persons per sound, people dividing each other by mind and meaning and opinion. But all of that has a place in this oneness. It is impossible to reach oneness, which contains all. All that is moving in oneness. How can it reach freedom when it is moving in freedom? Freedom moves all that is moving. The ocean pushes up the waves. The waves come by the push of the ocean. They are free. How can the free wave reach the ocean? How can the free wave reach freedom? It is the wholeness. Everything is that ocean. All that contains is ocean. And all that contains, all that exists, is the freedom, the eternal state, moving or silent. It's the same eternal state. There's only one being, and it is one. It is the wholeness, the one beingness. How can one reach one? And how can one not be one? It is all in the same beingness. All the waves are the same ocean. Nothing to do, nothing to reach. Whatever is done is already reached. It has reached itself in the movement. The movements are in this field of oneness. The whole cosmos is that oneness. Oneness cannot reach oneness. Not impossible, not possible. All that is that. Inside me, there exists no liberation, no bondage. Inside me exists no mind. And only the mind can speak of liberation and bondage. It is not a reality, it is thoughts. Thoughts about that or that, not this, not that. That does not exist inside me. Inside me there is no question of thoughts, words, meaning. It is pure being, what I am. There is no form, no body inside of me. What is inside can never be mentioned, named, divided in freedom or bondage. How can there be liberation in that which is eternally free? It is free from all mind, thoughts, words, opinions. There is none existence of that. Inside me, there is not what this is. There is no thing. There is no difference. There is no word that can be describing this eternal state. There is no difference between forms and non-form. There is no difference between emptiness and fullness. There is no difference in this oneness. How can there exist difference in oneness? This is inside. This what is. It cannot be reached. There is no one reaching it, because it all is. It is all that is. No difference in reaching or running away or yearning for it or being afraid. That does not exist in what is in me. That's only mind. Only in the mind exist differences. But mind itself is empty. It's empty by itself. And an empty mind is no mind. So what is it then that divides the eternal free state? Nothing can divide it, because there is nothing outside of this free state. It's unspeakable. You cannot reach that free state. How can freedom reach freedom? All that exists is freedom. It's free. It's free of differences. Glory to that I am. One became many, but stayed one. All that is this one. There is nothing but this one. It is not dividable. It's not separate. It's not one and the other is not one. How can there be more than one if one is all there is? One is all there is. It became many, but stayed one. Millions of waves of the ocean. Still one ocean. The ocean became many, but stayed one. There's nothing but one. Nothing exists but one. There's freedom, 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 freedom. Ultimate freedom. One sun makes billions of rays of light. It's all one sunlight. If you see the sun in the sky and you put 100 pots of water, then you see 100 suns. It's just one sun. There is only one. One remains one, although it became many. It was always just one. That's all that exists. There exists nothing more than one. Happiness, happiness. There is only one. One is all there is. If you see the moon shining, you see the moonlight, and you can see the moonlight in the water. That's one moon, visible as two, but it is one and the same moon. Now, what happens if the wind starts to blow? What will happen to the one moon? The one moon will stay stable, shining, and the moon in the water starts to vibrate due to the wind. What does that mean? That one moon became many light reflections, but it stayed a stable one moon. So is the situation with the one that is, the only one that is. It is one and it made many, but stayed one. It reflects and moves in all forms of itself. All the movements of the one, of the silent one, all the movements of this silent one are silent movements. It's the same self one. The movements are vibrations, like the reflections of the moonlight in the water. It's not real. There's only one moon. Even if you see that moon reflected in the water moving by the wind, it's still the same one moon. And there's only one being. Even if you see the reflections of the vibrations of that one in the many forms, it appeared to be many, but it stayed one. It stayed the stable, silent one. There is only one. Nothing else exists. It is one. Only one existence. That's what you are.